With the Ohio State spring game right around the corner, everybody wants to know, is it going to be Devin Brown? Or is it going to be Kyle McCord to succeed CJ Stroud and lead the Ohio State Buckeyes offense onto the field in 2023? But when you look around a little bit and you look at the plethora and the smorgasbord of running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends, does it really matter who takes the field as QB1 at Ohio State in 2023? Before we get into that, just a reminder to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Big Ten content all offseason long. Always crush that like button to spread the word of Big Ten Ted to the masses. Here are the names of the quarterbacks of the Scarlet and Gray since 2014. Cardale Jones, J.T. Barrett, Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud. Now, that's a pretty good track record at the quarterback position for Ohio State. A lot of those guys have been Heisman finalists. They've been Big Ten Quarterback of the Year. They've been Big Ten Player of the Year. They have all put up really big numbers. And as we progress into the question of Kyle McCord or Devin Brown, the first thing we got to take a look at is history. Because as soon as you think, oh, Justin Fields was a magnificent player, Ohio State's going to take a little bit of a step back at quarterback. In comes C.J. Stroud, and you can take a look at every single one of those guys. J.T. Barrett to Dwayne Haskins eventually to Justin Fields. That was a little bit different, but you can see from one guy to the other, Ohio State consistently brings in really good talent to great to elite talent at the quarterback position, and they do the same at the skill positions. That's why this Ohio State machine works. That's why they are where they are. Ohio State is a wide receiver factory. Right here and right now in the current age of college football, if you're a top wide receiver, Ohio State should be your number one destination. They have a proven track record, and if you look ahead in recruiting, 2023 class, I believe they got 2 of the top 5. 2024 class, they've got the number 1 guy in Jeremiah Smith. They continue to bring in great talent at the skill positions and at quarterback, and that's kind of where I want to go to when I talk about 2023. Because when you talk about 2023, a lot of people are talking about the drop-off that could happen from a talent like C.J. Stroud, a top NFL draft pick, to Kyle McCord or Devin Brown. I'll get into that. But as I said before, I want to talk about the skill position players because those are the guys that are going to make Kyle McCord or Devin Brown into one of the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten Conference. Marvin Harrison Jr. might be the best player in college football next year. He might be the best player in the United States of America. If he was eligible for the NFL draft, he would have been a first-round draft pick this year. No question. Maybe top 10. Who knows? You look at Marvin Harrison Jr. You look at Emeka Egbuka in a number 2 role last year, over 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Ohio State returns their top 6 pass catchers from a year ago. Let me say that again. They returned their top 6 pass catchers from last season. Last season, and that offense was extremely explosive. I mentioned Marvin. I mentioned Emeka. Julian Fleming. Xavier Johnson. Cade Stover. Xavier Johnson currently out of spring ball with an injury, but it sounds like he's going to be ready to go in the summer. He's definitely going to be ready to go in fall camp. The reason why Kyle McCord or Devin Brown, the reason why it may be less important, this quarterback battle, than maybe other quarterback battles in the Big Ten, is because I could go in there and throw for 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. And I haven't played quarterback since 6th grade. Shout out to the Fond du Lac Hawks. Like, that's the kind of system that Ohio State has built here. Is they continue to pump in great skill players and great skill players. They continue to pump in good quarterbacks, great quarterbacks, and there's no drop-off. So the production of the skill players and the production of the quarterbacks keeps on going down the tracks. It keeps on running over Big Ten defense outside of Michigan. So, when we talked before about the drop-off, or what many people thought might be a drop-off from quarterback to quarterback at Ohio State. It hasn't happened. Let's take a look at C.J. Stroud. Let's try to compare these guys as much as we can. C.J. Stroud coming out of high school, 24/7 numbers here. 4-star, an 0.978 composite ranking. He was the number 42 player in the country. Devin Brown, who seems right now to be the number 2 guy in this battle, seems to be the long shot right now, the underdog, so to speak, in this battle. 4-star guy, 0.9808 composite ranking, number 43 player in the country. That sound familiar? Very similar to where C.J. Stroud was. And I know different classes can be different, but for the most part, pretty similar. Kyle McCord was a 5-star guy. 0.9858 composite ranking, number 28 player in the country. Maybe it'll take a little bit of time because C.J. Stroud, of course, came back. He had a couple of years as quarterback of this Ohio State team, and now you plug in a first-year guy, and maybe it's not going to be to that level. But this talent that you have here at Ohio State, I haven't even mentioned the running game. I haven't even mentioned Travion Henderson or Mayan Williams or Dallin Hayden. The reason why maybe it doesn't really matter as much between Devin Brown and Kyle McCord is because there are weapons and elite talent all over the place. Elite talent that for the most part that was recruited to come to Columbus, Ohio the day they graduated from high school. These aren't transfers. These are the elite of the elite. These are the best kids in the country. And that's why whether it's Devin Brown, who sounds like he's more of a mobile guy, or whether it's Kyle McCord, who's great with anticipation and great with forming chemistry so far with some of his weapons, according to coaches, both quarterbacks in spring ball have formed great relationships and great chemistry and timing. I don't really think it matters that much. Devin Brown, Kyle McCord, no matter who you throw out there, you're going to have a good time. This is still going to be an Ohio State team that's going to be a Big Ten contender, that's still going to be a college football playoff contender because of what they've built around them. That's why. Maybe it doesn't matter. I think Kyle McCord is going to be the guy because of his relationship with Marvin Harrison Jr. Those guys tore it up in the Philadelphia area at St. Joseph's Prep in high school. The things Marvin Harrison Jr. has said about Kyle McCord indicate that maybe the number 1 player in college football wants his old buddy Kyle to be the quarterback at Ohio State. This isn't stopping anytime soon. You've heard the news of recent recruits committing to Ohio State. Quarterbacks, skill players, this ain't ending anytime soon. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think it truly does matter between Kyle McCord and Devin Brown, or do you think, kind of agree where I'm at? You throw any of those guys out there, Devin or Kyle, of course you want to decide on the right one as a coaching staff. No matter which one you throw out there, you're going to have a good time on offense. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Big Ten Ted. We will see you in the next one.